Hi, my name is Charissa Marie, and I'm the hostess of Ladies Date Live. On this platform, my mission is to empower, encourage, and enlighten. And that includes me. Yes, we all need it sometimes. Practice makes perfect. Live your dreams. Don't sleep on them. We all have dreams and aspirations, and sometimes we just need a little push, a little encouragement, empowerment, and enlightenment, right? So stick around, listen to these stories that I have to share, along with my guest. I assure you, you will be inspired. Let's talk about personal growth and self-love, and how it is as essential as the air we breathe. Let's talk about the world as we know it now, and how it causes us stress, and how we can be the change. Let's talk about it all right here on Ladies Date Live with me, Charissa Marie.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to Charissa Marie, and let's talk about it. So, some of you know the journey, but I have to say, I am having a really good time meeting new people, and I'm a stickler for a good entrepreneur. Like it gets me excited to see women in business do their thing, and I love to show that to my daughter, my 13. It gets me excited, and I think it's encouraging for her to see someone other than mommy do it, because mommy's so crazy. So kids don't listen to mommy, but they are encouraged when they see other people. So this is Miss Ivy Cleveland, and she owns her own spa. It's Journey Med Spa here in the Gwinnett County area in Georgia. So I'm going to introduce her, and I'm not going to talk too much. That's a lie. I probably will. However, I'm excited to get into this with Miss Ivy and find out a little bit more. I've been on your website, so I see where your inspiration came from. So, hello, Miss Ivy Cleveland.
Hello, thank you so much for having me on the show today, and welcome to Gwinnett. I know you're new to the Gwinnett and Georgia area, so welcome to Atlanta.
Thank you. So, I was telling you that I was checking out your website, and everybody check it out. You'll see in the description her link to the website and her IG page and all the business. But I was reading up on things. So whenever I have a guest, I become maybe slightly stalkerish. Yeah, that doesn't sound right, Abby, but you know what I mean.
I
So
know
like,
what you mean.
I'm looking at your website, I'm checking out the your IG page, and I'm trying to get I try to get a feel for the person too, So what made me kind of excited and wanted to ask you about you? So were you raised by your grandmother? I see that you stated that she inspired you. Tell me about that.
Yes, yes. So I was raised by a single grandparent, which was my grandmother, my mother's mother. She raised me in the projects. As you seen on my bio, she did the best that she could do. And it's so crazy. I just was telling one of my friends or one of my clients this today. We didn't have a lot of money growing up in the projects. It was affordable housing, but I do remember my grandma celebrating the small wins with a nail polish, right? With a mascara, with a lip gloss, with the Noxzema facial at the end of the night, right? Or even kind of doing each other's hair because there was a big win or there's somewhere to go. So I do remember her incorporating self-care measures on her budget into my journey growing up as a little girl. So whenever I was in college and I got a C because I wasn't a straight A student, I would always say, well, let me get myself a massage. Or whenever I turned in the paper on time or somebody said, good job, I said, okay, well, let me go get myself, let me go get my hair done. Let me go get my nails done. It was always a self-care measure because it reflected back on what my grandma taught me. Right. So it just kind of played into now that I got my NP and everybody was like, well, are you going to work in a clinic? Are you going to work in a hospital? Well, what kind of setting are you going to work in? And then I caught the Botox bug. And I was like, well, there's just this whole beauty, self-care industry out here that fit right into my personality. And I said, that's the journey that I want to go on. And that's where I've been ever since.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's more than I was ready for. I love it. I'm over here taking notes. I like, because right now my youngest daughter is 13, and there's a 13-year-old disconnect, if you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. I have a 16-year-old girl here too as well.
So I'm thinking about how insightful, really, of your grandmother to celebrate self-love, really, in such a way. You know what I mean? Because we're always like, I know me, I'm a go-getter. You obviously are, because you started your own business. And as Black women generally anyway, besides just, living our lives, we push ourselves probably harder than, the regular people. Can I say that? Yes. Yes,
Yes.
I can. So,
It's your podcast. You can say what you want to say, girl.
That's right. I can say that. That's politically correct in my world.
Yes.
But I think that is so big, especially because that couldn't have that was it had to be at least 10 years ago. So for her to be so insightful like that, to say, you know what, you did this, you reward yourself. You owe that to yourself. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
really big message, because I know that as grandparents or the people that raise us, it's almost really like an experimentation anyway. You know what I'm saying? I know. I have a 30-year-old, so I know, because she was an experimentation and she turned out just great.
Right.
However, you just, but for her to know that how important that would impact you is beautiful. And I hope I'm going to try that. I just like, I think that is so deep. I'm writing that down. That is so deep. So
Yeah, definitely take notes because again, it was nothing that she said. Like she
yeah,
wasn't saying to me, "We're going to do this because we did that."
yeah,
But as I grew up, I noticed, right? I noticed the new
yeah,
blouse, and it came with, she got a promotion at her job. I noticed the new hairdo.
yeah,
Sometimes it was because of a new boyfriend, or sometimes it was breaking up with a boyfriend, right? But it was always something for herself to celebrate, right? Some
yeah.
people do that with food, unfortunately. Some
Mm-hmm,
people we know, and I know, grow up in the projects, they do that with crack cocaine and heroin and other things.
mm-hmm.
But she did that in a positive light with just self-care measures. So that spoke volumes to me. Volumes.
That's a really good message to hear, and especially now. So when did you decide to go into nursing?
Because my grandma was such a good caretaker, she was a nurse in the church. She wasn't a medical nurse, but the nurses in the church, for all y'all who don't go to a Black church, there's always
Mhm.
a section for the nurses. They're not medical nurses, but if you pass out, you fall out, they're going to give you a handkerchief, they're going to give you some tissue, they're going to make sure you don't bump your head when you're
Yep.
catching the Holy Spirit. So she was a nurse. So again, that nurturing spirit that I seen from her, taking good care of me, taking good care of others in the community and our family, it was just in me to want to help take care of people, to help want to help people. I initially went to a HBCU for pre-med, and pre-med was very difficult. And then one day somebody was like, you're going to be doing long hours, and doctors do this and doctors do that, but have you ever thought about nursing? And I'm like, you know what? I never thought about nursing until they brought that to my attention. And then I got the nursing bug and I started to do research. The HBCU, Lincoln University in Pennsylvania, one of the oldest HBCUs, LU, what's up? They didn't offer nursing at the time. So I had to go back home to Pittsburgh. I had to go back home to live with my grandmother. And I had to find another school that offered nursing. So I went to, on the flip side of that, an all-girls white Catholic school to get my nursing degree. And I graduated with my bachelor's as one of the only nurses that were Black in my class. So, that stigmatization of just being the only one in the room. And of course, whenever there's a Black question there, have you put do you understand? I don't understand all our plights, but I'm here to speak about it, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Studying with girls who didn't even want to study with me, right? I study
Yeah.
by myself and with my other friends of color. So just having all those things that happened to me through my journey, and not to give up, right? Just to persevere and to celebrate the small wins, the C's, the B's, doing good on studying on my own. It pushed me through. It kept me through.
Oh, you are inspiration. So
Oh,
yeah, I'm
thank
gonna have
you.
to make my daughter watch this. So I'm so serious. My oldest is good. I think it is a generational thing too. So I'm not sure how old you are. I'm not gonna ask, but I know how old I am. I'm somebody's. My oldest is 30. Okay, and so she reminds me. She has that drive too. Like she has a drive to. She knows what she wants, and then she attacks that goal. But the younger generations, well, I shouldn't say that. That's not true. They just go about things differently. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
It's just different, and it's hard for me, who's old school already anyway, to try to grasp that and try to understand that as they kind of grow up. So yeah, that is interesting. So how long were you in nursing before you decided, okay, that was fun, I'm about to start my own business? Like, how long did you
Well,
do
I went for my undergrad. I worked for a nurse a long time. And then I went back after having, I think it was probably after I had my first child going into my second child, I decided I wanted to get my master's degree.
that?
I
Okay.
decided that it was time to level up the game, right? And that's when I got my NP. And my one friend, it was around my birthday, around fall, around my birthday time, and she's like, "Hey, I'm going to a Botox class, and this is a Caucasian friend of mine." And she's like, "Would you like to go?" And I'm thinking like everybody else is thinking, like, why would a Black woman want to go to a Botox class?
Definitely not older. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
So my husband, he's very open. He was like, you know what? Won't you just go to the class? It's a new skill. He
Yeah,
didn't look at
yeah,
it as if I needed. He's like, it's just a new skill, something for you to
right.
learn. You would, you should just go try. He's like, I'll pay for it. It's your birthday. Go ahead. So he
Aw.
paid for the class, and I could see myself like, I understand why crackheads love crack or meth. People get addicted because after I got that like couple of years of Botox, I'm like,
Yeah.
why wasn't this world exposed to me? Like, why didn't anybody tell me that? But again, it went back to have me thinking about my grandma. Like, she did expose this to you just in a different way,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
I'm leveling up my game in self-care with the Botox, with the chemical pills, with the facials, with the hydrofacials, with the vitamin shots, with all the things that we do at the spa. So it just made me level up my game after that first couple of units of Botox.
Wow. Yeah. That could be my issue. I'm afraid that once I get started, I'll be like, I won't be able to stop. And
Right.
I'm afraid. I'm scared. Okay. I'm like, ooh, I don't know. That one time, that one hit. And that might be
Yes,
all that's it.
yes, yes. And it was definitely like that because I seen the results. Of course, Black women don't crack, right? We always hear that Black don't crack, right? But
Yeah.
Black don't crack, but Black is sags, it ages.
Yeah.
We do a lot of wear and tear on our face. We're under a lot more stress than other people. So
Yeah.
we have those things that play into play when it comes to our skincare. And some of the things that are on the market aren't for us, right? And then
Mhm.
we try those things and we burn ourselves or we hurt ourselves. And it's like, well, why didn't you just go to a professional who looks like you, talks like you to help guide you on that journey? So I was like, that's what I can become for somebody else. Definitely.
I think you are most definitely in the right market because I remember before I moved to Georgia, some of my friends who've known me, they're like, "Oh, you moving to Georgia? Oh, you'll be fine," because they know, oh yeah, yeah, you might. That makes sense, right? But for what you do, oh yeah, that totally makes sense. It's like the land of Black beauty around here. I'm just like, ooh, everybody's so gorgeous, and everybody's like keeping up. It's just like, so you got the right business. And something else too, it has nothing to do with what you do, but nurse practitioners are so important to healthcare. They are so important. In fact, my firstborn, I had a doctor, and I don't know really what happened, but I eventually became under the care of my nurse practitioner, a woman. And there's nothing like a nurse practitioner. You know what I mean? It's just like, and she happened to be a woman. The nurturing was a little different than a
Yeah.
doctor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just like people don't sleep on nurse practitioners. You know what I mean? Like she was like my main. I'm like, yeah, I gotta ask my nurse practitioner about this first, okay? But yeah, well, okay. So now, Miss Ivy, I want to talk about what you do for self-care, because you're in the self-care business, and because you are and you're running a business, do you have time to slow down, to love on yourself? Do you make time, and when you do, what is it that you do? Is it
Right.
travel?
So
Like, what?
right. That's why I was just talking to another consult that I had today. She was saying she doesn't have time. She's too busy. Her mom lives with her, her husband lives with her, they both work from home, and she just doesn't have time to do anything for herself. And I'm like, you don't have 1 hour out of a 30-day month, 365-day year to do one thing for yourself one time a month. And
Yeah.
she looked at me and was like, you know what? I never thought about it that way. Right? We
Mhm.
don't think about how much time we spend helping other people and spreading ourselves thin, that to the point where you're burned out, you're stressed out, the baby's crying, you're getting agitated off of little cries, you gained a little bit of weight. That could be traumatic, right? You lost too much weight or you gained too much weight with the baby. So all these little things come into play when we talk about self-care, not just a facial or Botox or the things, right?
Yeah.
Those things equate to time to yourself, right?
Mhm,
The
mhm.
spa is gorgeous, it's beautiful, it's calming, it's relaxing, right? You come and get a service. That's a service without your husband saying, honey, can you do this? Or ma, can you grab that? Or the phone ringing. It's quiet. I'm devoted to that hour or 2 hours with you. I'm
Mm,
concentrating on you, and you're in tune to what you need. And it may just seem like a facial, right? But it could be some self-care, it could be some mental health, it could be a de-stressor that
mhm,
you need because you've been boss ladying it all week long, running and ripping and doing all the things. You haven't even had the time to sit down like Musa and say, hey, I just wanted to be quiet. I just want to read my book. I just want to have time to myself. So
mhm.
the same things that I preach, again, I continue to practice. I
Oh,
get my hydrofacials once a month or twice a month. I get my dermaplaning. I get my chemical pills. I just had a Shed the Dead party with some of my members and some of my employees. I got a facial and a chemical pill that day because I deserved it. So everything that I preach and everything that I have in the spa, down that journey for me too, I've taken those things. I've got on a weight loss journey. I've done the IV hydration drips. I've done the IM drips. So that's why I can speak from a reference point of because I tried these things myself and I know they can work on brown and black and lighter skin. And I'm safe with those things. And those are only kind of things, rest assured, that I have in my spa that do those things for black and brown skin. And it don't hurt anybody, right? But
yeah.
I made the spa particular in mind for women of color who need to be taken care of
Mhm.
in a beautiful environment with luxury services and good medical care. Like you said, nurse practitioners, we have brains of doctors, we're hearts of nurses, and we're very compassionate. So it's
Yeah.
not like you come in and I'm like, okay, we got to do this and we got to do that. Stop you on the table, like get up, pay me. I want to get to know you. I want to get to
Mm,
know what makes you tick. I want to understand why you can't take an hour of time for yourself in a month. I want to understand that because
yeah.
to me, just like I told you, even with my grandma in the projects, it never made any sense to her not to be able to afford a nail polish and paint her nails for an hour or two, or not get interrupted when she was doing her Noxzema facial. It didn't make any sense to her that why should she stress, be running around and not
Mhm.
taking care of herself. So I kind of am I guess the little angel on somebody's shoulder, like, hey girl, you need to do you. You need to put your own oxygen mask on. You need to have time to
Mm,
yourself to get this service. And people are like, well, $200 for a facial and Botox is sometimes 300 or 400. These things are luxury services, right? But we
mhm.
buy Louis Vuitton. When you buy Louis Vuitton, you don't get a consult with him. You don't get to
Right. You know
talk to
what I'm
him.
saying? Just go get it.
Right. When you buy Gucci and Prada and a new sports car, you don't get therapy time. You don't get to Moose, hey,
Yeah.
my husband's getting on my nerve. The kids are, you don't get that time. But when you buy
Right.
a luxury service from me, you get that ear, you get that time.
Mm.
You get that decompressing that you do need as any female to keep doing boss moves. Because best believe Beyonce and even Rihanna, all of them, they get their skincare time.
Mm-hmm.
They get their
Absolutely.
workout time. They get
Yeah.
their nutritionist time. They spend time with different people getting different things. That's why they look so gorgeous. Let's just keep it real.
Yeah, they're keeping their skin. They have a habit of keeping
Yes.
themselves together. That's a good habit to get into. And to be honest, I have to get better. I'm one of those people who. So my mom, she was a beautiful lady. She still is a beautiful lady, but she didn't. Okay. Oh, she's gonna watch this.
Be careful, girl. Don't have your mama coming for me. I ain't saying mama.
Well, hold on, wait a minute. Let me think. Okay, so she was always well put together, and she knew how to put us together. But she never emphasized things like, "Well, let's go to the beauty shop." You know what I mean? She never said, "Well, come on, let's go get our nails done." Meanwhile, I noticed that like some of my like a cousin of mine or whatever, that was a regular thing for them, but it wasn't ingrained in me. So when I became an adult, look at my nails, look, I'm saying I just don't do it because I'm not in that habit, and also I'm afraid I'll break things. I put things together too often. I'm always
Right.
building things or painting or doing something physical. And so I'm like, I kind of didn't, I never got in the habit. Whenever I do, however, I'm like, "Whoa, this is so nice. That looks so cute." You know what I mean? Like I feel really good. I just maybe have to make a point of, I might even put it on the calendar, say, okay,
Yes,
I'm
yes. You
gonna
have
have
to.
to do it.
Yes. When you look good, you feel good. You
Yeah.
know, and people, I think it was Maya Angelou or somebody equated the saying like people don't care how you what you do for them, they care how you make them feel, right?
Yes. Yep. You're
So
right.
we make people, people keep saying, "Oh, it's just a facial. I can get a facial anywhere. I can just get both." It's just, but it's not just those things. It's
Yeah.
the community. It's
Mhm.
the decompression. It's the stress relief. Like I said, it's the beautiful environment. It's the whole package that goes into just getting that service that
Mhm.
makes it more than just a service. And honestly, there's no price that I can really put on it, right?
Yeah. You're right.
Some people come in the room when they get facials, they go to sleep. And they
I,
said, this is the most quietest thing that I ever, through the whole month, this is the most quietest place I've been to.
yeah.
And they go right to sleep like a baby. And I wake up, I'm like, you walking? Oh my God, I didn't even know I was asleep. They're so tired. They've been pushing themselves to the limit, right? Black girl magic can really damage and put a toll on your health and your mental health as well, right? So
Mhm.
sometimes you got to step back like, okay, I got black girl magic, but where am I getting the source for this magic? You go to church,
Yeah.
you got to have a skin girl, you got a hair girl, we got a mechanic. There's a lot of community things that we need to build this lifestyle, right? And
Mhm.
definitely putting in time for facials, hydro. It's not just the service, it's just the time that you're taking for yourself. That's why it's called self-care measures. And you're
Oh,
benefiting from them.
yeah. I mean, absolutely. And now I'm kind of like, I'm ashamed. Like I need to love on myself some more.
Yes, yes.
So I got a question for you about a thing. I'm not going to say it because I don't know if I know the term for it. Um, micro needling.
Yes, microneedling.
Okay, so that's the one thing I'm trying to talk myself into doing. What is that? And does it hurt?
Microneedling, which some again our famed and celebrity people brought that to light. Kim Kardashian brought it to light when she got microneedling, aka vampire facial. She brought that to light many years ago.
Hmm.
Microneedling is when we use a small pen. It has a small motor in it. At the end of that pen is not just one needle; it's 10 tiny different needles that we use to actually penetrate the top two layers of your skin so that skin can build back better, right? You have kids, I have kids, kids hit themselves and get scrapes on their arm. It does sting a little bit, but what happens? It makes a scab and the skin rebuilds itself. Through
Yeah.
research, we've all found that out. So what we're doing in the spa essentially is kind of micro damaging the skin so your skin on your face can rebuild itself better. What that does is lead to a better complexion, leads to better texture, and also gives you an overall glow to your skin, right? There
Yeah.
is some downtime because after you get microneedling, sometimes people turn a little red, a little blue, a little purple because it depending on the melanin in your skin. So you'll be that way for maybe 3 or 4 hours. But as the days go on, your skin will start to get lighter and brighter. And you may chafe a little bit because again, just like a scab, it's rebuilding. So your skin may have a little dry skin coming off. You may see some skin on this side is a little darker than the other skin, and then it'll start to give an even complexion.
Okay, that makes me not too afraid. But yeah, that's on that's on my list of things that I'm trying to talk myself into doing because I don't want anything too invasive. So here's another question. I'm asking for all the girls that are considering things like me. Weight, like I don't know, I'm not sure what it's called. Like I'm in fairly okay shape, right? However, I was just born with the booty. I'm one of those skinny party people with the booty but no hips. You know what I mean? So what does a girl do? Like, are there things that make things move in other places? You know what I mean? Like, what does a girl do? Because I'm not a surgery kind of girl. But what do you do for someone like who I might want to tighten up my belly a little bit? I like my behind. That's all right. But I don't have any hips. It is terrible. And my belly's, every now and then.
Well, there's a number of things we can do, and all these things that we take people on journey. These are customized journeys, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have time tonight to dive into all of them because,
Yeah.
again, there's certain things that somebody else may do that I may not do, and
Yeah.
because I customize the journey for you. But let's just go down the weight loss journey, right? There's
Mhm.
medication that we can take to help us lose weight. There's appetite suppressants that we can take. There's
Mhm.
vitamins that you can take to help speed up your metabolism. And once you lost that weight, if you have a little jelly roll, as some people like to call it, or a little donut gut, there is some medicines that we can put in there to help burn or help to shrink that subcutaneous fat. Along with like body contouring that we can use, which uses ultrasound and a little bit of heat to help melt that subcutaneous fat. Combined with, of course, working out with a trainer,
Mhm.
eating healthy, and cutting down on that stress. So those are some of the things that I can do at the spa. We might use one of those things for you, depending on what you got going on. We might use all of those things for you, right?
Mhm.
We might use two of those things. That's why I pride myself at Journey Med Spa because everybody's journey is going to be different.
Yeah.
But I have the tools there for everybody's journey to be customized for them. So just because you're getting body contouring, your girlfriend might come in, she might need weight loss, body contouring, she might need a trainer, or she just might need somebody to keep it real with her. Like, girl, you gotta put them cookies down. We gotta do something. You gotta
Yeah.
get a medical professional on your side to help you lose this weight because you got high blood pressure and diabetes. So
Mhm.
everybody's journey is going to be different. I had a couple of people I did consults for last week. They're working out.
Mhm.
They got 10 more pounds to go. And they're like, I'm over 50. I'm premenopausal. This 10 pounds isn't coming off like it used to. So their journey on
Mhm.
weight loss is going to be totally different than somebody else's, right? So
Yeah.
that's where the consultations come into play. That's when it feels like kind of girl time. Like, girl, let's sit down. Let's talk. Let me get to know you. Let me get to know
Yeah.
what you got going on. Because if you don't stay consistent to the things that we're doing, what's the point, right? You
Yeah.
got to get an oil change to take care of your car. You're the most premium luxury car there is right now in the world, right? You got to take care of your body. And some people are like, well, I just want to get this done for this wedding tomorrow. I don't want a lifestyle change. And if
Mm.
you don't want a lifestyle change, I'm not the spa for you because I'm
Yeah.
all into lifestyle changing. I'm not into quick one time, two time, and then we're going to go. No car runs off of one oil change, and no body or no face runs off of one chemical peel, one Botox, one microneedling. We need a series, and that series keeps us accountable for ourselves, and that
Mhm.
self care will start to show on your face. Because I have a lot of people like, I just got to glow. It's like you're taking care of yourself. You're committed to
Yeah.
yourself, and
Yeah.
that's very empowering as a woman and a
Mhm.
Black woman in this society, right? Taking care of ourselves and liking taking care of ourselves and affording to take care of ourselves. I mean, I get
Mhm.
my daughter lunch money all the time. She eat good. I get my son stuff for baseball. He do good.
Mhm.
Why can't I do those same things for myself and do good? Why can't I give myself a
Yeah,
$200
absolutely.
facial? I deserve a $700, $800 facial, but I ain't got it right now. But why can't I give myself that, that quality time, that
Yeah,
that that 30 or 40-minute facial, which I deserve? You should be able to. There's no
yeah,
hands down, right? Even if you're paying yourself every month, some people don't even believe into paying themselves. They take their money and they spend to their last. They don't have no money for nothing else. I pay myself a month. I put $50 aside, so when I do get my Botox, okay, here go my Botox bank. Here go my facial bank. Here go
hmm
my nail money, my hair money. Here's all the things. And then when people see, like, oh, you're gorgeous, you're beautiful, I take care of myself.
yes. Oh, you know what? When I saw your website, and that's why I think it's so important for people to hear, you're from head to toe. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just of the face services; it's the body too. And now I'm hearing you talk about different things to help nutritionally. And I mean, hello, you're a nurse practitioner. So like we can trust someone. It's not like someone just went to aesthetic school. You're a nurse practitioner, and that is big right now, especially with so many things going on, people going off to places to have things done, and then
Yes.
they're coming back and like, you should have saw a nurse practitioner,
Yes.
or
Yes. It's
someone,
sad.
it's just sad. But yeah, your website, it just shows the broad range of things you can do to help people with their self-love or self-care.
Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, I'm gonna have to we're gonna talk later. But
You know how to find me, right?
yeah, oh yeah, I've been stalking you. I know how to find you, low key. Uh, so yeah, I'm just like, okay, it's inspiring to see you do so well, and I believe it's so important. And I forgot to mention, so Be Free, we're all about empowering, encouraging, and enlightening people. This is golden because what you are doing, Miss Ivy, whether you're aware of this or not, you are showing someone that you can do this. You are showing other people why you should do this. And it's inspirational because I know I'm inspired. So I know other people are like, yeah, I need to be doing that. You know what I mean? And I think, like, just keep doing what you're doing.
Oh,
I'm
thank you.
I'm like, you're not my baby, but I'm like, I'm so proud of you. Like, that is
Thank you.
that
Thank
is
you.
that is so that's so big. I just love to see women do their thing. But how about, you are not only doing your thing, you're actually remembering to take time to enjoy yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you got to do some self-love on yourself. So
Definitely booking my own appointments. And everybody's like, well, who does your face? Only Black women. Who does my fillers? Black women. My friends that are MPs in this space, they do my face. My nurse does my Botox, my facials. Women
mm,
of color, right? I
yeah,
practice what I preach, because if you don't practice what you preach, it's kind of like, well, you put mud on your face. You use milk oil. So why should I use this high expensive stuff? Hey, you
right.
see my skin, you see the difference. This is why, right?
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's all the products and services that I offer at my spa. But on the same token, I love to give back. That's why a part of my spa is an academy where I teach other nurses, doctors, nurse practitioners, other women of color, or just other people who want a career change in a stressful nurse environment, how to do what I do, right? How to do Botox, how to do derma fillers, how to do chemical
Wow.
peels, how to have an IV hydration lounge.
Mhm.
Some people need business help. I also do business consulting and help other women of color with their businesses, right? Of course, I'm not going to help you open a business, 2 doors down, but
Mhm.
we can get you a location out in Alpharetta or Johns Creek and help you do those things. And
Yeah,
know that somebody that looks like you, talks like you, has been down that road to mentor you to make sure you're the most successful.
I did not. Yes, I did. I saw that. That is awesome. 'Cause I was talking to you. That is so you actually have you have classes too?
Yes, yes. So On the weekends, it's like every other weekend. We'll turn the spa into a classroom where I do didactic background information on Botox, derma fillers, IV hydration, whatever they're wanting to learn to give them that history and that medical foundation. And then we
Okay.
kind of do a little bit of hands-on in the afternoon, a little bit of Q&A, questions and answers. They get a little bit of supplies and different things for me to help them on their journey to start their career in this world. And then I send them off and let them fly. Some of them come back, they want mentorship, right? They want more, they have more questions. They want to
Yeah.
learn more things. I gave them a taste of the Botox. Now they're coming back and they want more. They want to know more things. And so, how did you come from here to there? It's easier said than done, right? So then I
Mhm.
mentor young ladies. I mentor people all around the country. No, they don't all work for me because they can't, right? But some
Mhm.
of them work at other med spas and they're confident to go into those spaces like, hey, I'm a Black woman, I'm a woman of color. I have a friend, if I'm getting mistreated or there's something, a question I want to ask, I can call her up like, hey, nurse practitioner Cleveland, they're trying to get me to do this or they're trying to get me to do that. Is that right or wrong? And I'll answer that for them and I'll help them guide them. Because I believe collectively, if we move together as a unit,
Mhm.
um, I won't just be the only one you know. Maybe next year you'll see all these other places popping up. And it's like, well, how did these places populate? It's because other girls like us laid the seeds for other girls, right? And then when we go to conferences, because I've been to conferences just to keep it real, and I was the only Black girl in the room,
Mm.
right? And
Yeah.
I brought other Black girls in the room, or I
Yeah.
brought my Latina nurse in the room. And it was just like, we could count on our hands, one Latina, one Indian, one Black. And we were the only ones in the room. And there was all a sea of white. And sometimes at those conferences, they say hi. Sometimes, it's the same thing. They might not, who do they think they are? Where are they coming from? I had one person say, well, who are you working for? I was like, well, I work for myself. And she's like, oh, so you got your own med spa? I said, yeah, I got my own med spa. And she's like, okay, it's a little different look, right? But just because we're in, and there's a lot of fields where just a few of us still, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
in this capacity, especially with beauty always being white as right, there's still just a handful of us, who just want to look like us, our
Yeah.
beautiful Black selves, versus some of us who want to look like them or look like somebody else. And
Mhm.
I'm all about natural beauty enhancement. I want to look like my beautiful Black girl self, but I want
Yeah.
to maintain this for years and years, and I want to keep it going on. So when my daughter brings her husband home, he's like, "Is that your mama or your friend?"
Right. Don't you love that? It's in the melanin. It's in the
It's
melanin.
in the melanin too, but we can maintain it, girl. We can maintain it now. Some
Right.
things you can do.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. My daughter, I can't. It makes me uncomfortable though when that happens to me. I don't know why. Like when we're together, she's my mini me for real. And they'll say, people say, "Oh, is that your sister?" And it makes me kind of cringe a little bit. I mean, I know it's a compliment. It's like, no, no, that's my daughter. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, well, this was so awesome. I so thoroughly enjoyed talking to you. I know you were kind of like, who is this woman, Harpo? I don't know this woman, but like, I met you on a Facebook, like when it welcome, because I'm new and I'm like, I gotta see some ladies out here. But then I saw you and then I started reading about what you did. And especially since it's in my brain to I'm thinking about doing something. And I just kind of started looking at you and I'm like, you know what? The worst anyone could ever say is no. I'm just going to ask her if she could just come so I can just interview her, so I can talk to her. And thank you for doing that because, I'm a perfect stranger. Not now, but I was. So, so
Definitely, 90% of what I do at the spa is education, right?
yeah.
And it's just talking to women that look like us, that have
Mhm.
questions like you have, right? Or
Yeah.
they've been to somebody else and they're like, they didn't take good care of my skin, or they didn't take good care of me. They treated me like I was just a number. Like, okay, well, it's just $500, or you should be using this product, and you should. We're all grown. We're all mainly 90% of my clientele is boss women. We all have our own degrees, our own jobs.
Mhm.
CEOs of the house as well as the boardroom, right? So we
Mhm.
don't need to get talked down to.
Yeah.
We need to be educated. And once you're
Yeah.
educated and you understand the process and understand things, it makes more sense. Like, okay, this is a facial, but this is really about my mental health. You
Yeah.
know, this is 2-hour consultation, but this is also about me taking care of me. I just had a woman, like I said, I told her, like, I need 1 hour of your time a month. And she's like, that's so hard. I said, you don't have 1 hour a month for you? That's sad. That's
Yeah.
really, if you think about it, it's so sad. Because she's just like, and she only has a 1-year-old. You remember back, you used to have a 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, had to be at church, catch the bus, or do this or do that, and go to work and go to
Yeah.
school and do
Yeah.
the things. You know, sometimes Black women, we're built different, right?
Yeah.
And you got to take care of your husband. But some women, just with one kid, one job, they're overwhelmed. Like, how can somebody do this? My grandma was a Black single grandmother. She did it all on her own, right? It could be done. It
Yep.
could be done. It deserves to be done, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't always what you want, it wasn't a lot of snapping in my house, right? Because she was calm. She got her musa on, she put her own oxygen on, and then she could better afford to help other people. And that's what I really want to get the message out. It's okay to be a CEO of the home. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't hate on stay-at-home moms. I do hate on the fact that they don't take care of themselves.
Yeah.
That's really upsetting to me.
That's a job right there.
That's a job. But the husband, he works out. The husband buys car. The husband does whatever he got his stuff. He going to the basketball game. He meeting Johnny and you're just sitting at home like, okay, well, I'll wait till he gets back, or I'm going to take care of the kid. What are you doing for yourself?
Yeah.
Where are you going? Who are you talking to?
Seriously. Yeah, that's important.
That's important. And I had one client told me, she was like, well, my husband doesn't see the importance of this. And I'm like, he's not going to. It's not for him.
I was going to say, it's not for him.
It's not for him. Now we're going to buy some rims and some radio system and all, because I got a husband like that. He buy all the man things. That's for him, right? Yeah. But that's not for me. For me is, honey, I need this gift card. It's my birthday. I want to go get a facial. Can I come? No. I want to go by myself.
Yeah. I like how fast you said that.
No.
Why you want to come for?
Girl,
this is my time.
You'll be surprised, girl. And they said, can I bring my child? No. Not unless your child is 13 and can get services and behave. This is you time. And it's so indoctrinating some women, right? To just, mommy, keep it moving. It's like, I got to bring my husband and my son. No. This ain't that kind of party, baby. This party is for you. Yeah. You bring yourself. You bring your tiredness, your brokenness. You bring your feet hurt, your hands hurt, the kids and got on your nerves, the husband. That's what you bring. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see him. I know what he got going on. Yeah. And I know what them kids got going on, because I got 2 of them here that got me going on. But I bring myself. I don't bring my children when I get my services. So why would I want you to bring your kids?
Yeah, bet not.
Girl,
that just doesn't even sound right.
But you will not believe how many people act like, I gotta connect. They'll stay in the stroller. I just want to sit them here. I'm like, no. You have to find childcare. That's part of your journey of being a mom. Building a village.
No way.
Yeah.
I just have to say, I'm just gonna, listen. I'm just saying. I think that's borderline disrespectful to the business of all the people in there who are there for personal care, relaxation. Right. Not to say, we can't mommy. However, there are places that are appropriate for that, and there are places that are not. I mean, I'm just, people really do that.
Yeah, and they're quick to ask me. Well, they'll sit. She goes to nap time and this time, and she's just going to be in her stroller taking a nap. I'm like, no, sweetheart. This place is for you. And it's so, if you think about it, it's so hard to think of something for you. Yeah. I don't know why it's so difficult, but it is for women. It's like, this place is really for me. It's like, yeah, this whole spa is for you, not for now, if your husband want to give him an appointment, we can book him an appointment at a later date. Yeah. But this time is for you time. And it's just so sad to see that people they're not used to having you time. It's really sad. And it's distressing. And I feel like that's why I've been successful, because during the COVID, people wanted somewhere to go. Yeah. Right? They didn't want to go to the hospital. You couldn't go anyway. They didn't want to go. They couldn't go to the gym. They couldn't work out. There was a lot of things that were closed, but the spas were medical. We still were open, and people were getting facials, and they were like, I just want to sit in the lobby. Can I have another drink of water? I'm like, yeah. One lady sat in the lobby for 3 hours. My nurse was like, can we go I was like, leave her alone. Let her sit in the lobby. Listen to the music. Let her de-stress. Yeah. That's what she needed, right?
She probably was trying to escape someplace, She's like, "Ooh, it's quiet here. I think I like it."
Yes, yes. And that's the purpose of it, right? It smells good. It looks good. You
Yeah.
can get good services and relax, and you can have you time. You time is before Johnny got to go to the basketball game. Before my husband's got to get his back rubbed and his food on. You are the number one person on your list, and this is where I need to go to connect with me. I'm
Hmm.
important too.
Yeah, absolutely. You are. And you are. And I'm so glad that I got to meet you and I got to know more about your business and like where this comes from. And yeah, I gotta make some changes. I do. But thank you so much for meeting with me and I just wish you the best. I know you're going to be doing fabulous things. I know you've been here, but you're going to there's no way this is not going to grow. And I have to say something. Not too long ago, a few days ago, there was another, it's like spa on the whatever page that we both are on. And you were so welcoming and encouraging to this business who does what you do, and that showed a little bit of your heart too, because people are watching you. People are watching all of us and like and how we are in the world, and that was also another thing that made me think I can't wait to talk to her, because there are some people who don't know how to share the love. You know what I mean? It's just like,
Yeah, but
oh,
I don't understand because there's like when you go down 78 and 124, there's a Burger King, there's a
yeah,
McDonald's, there's a
yeah,
Wendy's, there's a Chick-fil-A, there's all kinds of things. I'm not
hmm,
going to be, and I don't want to be the only thing for everybody who's on this
yeah,
journey. I'm not going to be that person.
hmm,
I'm a Scorpio. I'm very matter of factly. Again, I was raised in a school of hard knocks, right? So I have a lot of different qualities that people just don't gravitate towards. And sometimes when
hmm,
people come in, they're like, this isn't the spot for me. So maybe somebody I mentor or somebody else in this industry, that may be the spot for you, right?
hmm,
And I'm okay with that. My
yeah,
blessings are my blessings. I know
yeah,
what God has for me is for me. Just like Chick-fil-A and KFC. They're billion-dollar companies in their own right. Some people want Chick-fil-A, some people want KFC. It's still chicken. It's
yeah.
still the same, and it's still down the same street. We
Hmm.
can all play in the box and get along. We
We
can.
can.
We
And
can.
that was a
But it's
perfect
small-minded
example.
for some people to feel like we're catty and we're in competition with each other, right?
Yeah, and it shouldn't, it's not
It
that
shouldn't
way.
be that way. It shouldn't be that way. And it does, and I hate to say it does still happen in our industry.
Mhm.
I may put up a post tomorrow and you see like crickets, right? The same people that I'm supporting may not support me. But it's okay because again, when they come into this world of aesthetics and this world of beauty,
Mhm.
we black women, we women of color, we gravitate towards each other because
Yeah.
they'll see how everybody else in the box is playing, and everybody in the box, they're not playing fair. They're clicking up. They're making groups. They're
Yeah.
doing things for each other. Hey, you need something? I got it in my place. If you need that, I got it. They're building their community while we're
Mhm.
still over here picking with one and another and just still by ourselves. You
Yeah.
build more when you're in community.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You
So
are
I'm not
absolutely
afraid
right.
of anybody else. I'm cheering everybody on. I hope a lot more women get into this field. So when I do go to these conferences, right, I'm not the only one just sitting in the room, just want to hear Michael Jackson or just want to move. I got the biggest little booty or whatever. It's like, okay, there's another one that looks like me. There she goes. There she goes. There's another one that looks like me. There she goes. There she goes. And we
Yeah.
can be community and build.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I saw that and I'm like, I've shown up, can't wait. But that was not too long ago. That was just last week.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I remember seeing that and my heart, I'm so corny. My heart was smiling. I was like, her grandma did her good. Like, like that's how you act. That's how you act. That's right.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of quiet in the group anyway. I'm working a lot, so I'm not in it, but every now and then I'll pop in. But yeah, I saw that. I thought that's really, how it's supposed to be right there. You know what I mean?
Right, right. And if we model these behaviors, right? Just like what my
Yeah.
grandma told me. So hopefully, but if our daughters decide to become nurse and they open their own spas, they can model the behavior. Hopefully, we have already laid the groundwork for when they come in this industry, they won't be less than the 1%.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's what's happened. It's less than the 1% working on our skin
Wow.
and taking care of us. And it's like, they don't look like me or talk like me.
Yeah,
So how can you trust them?
I had a bad experience like in my 20s when I was still in Michigan, and I went, and bless they heart, but I went and I'm also chocolatey, so I got that,
Yes.
so they did the best they could, but I didn't heal properly because I think they just didn't know what to do, and it was just
Right.
like, oh, and it in my brain burned me. I was like, yeah, never again. Not doing that. Why would I do that to myself? But
Right.
it's about finding the right person for you. Why would I now in hindsight, I was 20 something. Why would I
Right.
go to someone that doesn't know my skin? Not really. You can't just read about it and think you know my skin. You know what I
Right.
mean? No. But
Or why
yeah,
would you walk in an establishment and nobody that looks like you is working there?
yeah, it's like that doesn't make any logical sense. And then you want to be treated a certain way. You don't want to have to explain certain things, some things, I just want you to kind of already know, you know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So,
Because a
but
lot of
yeah,
people were asking me, like, in October, a lot of spas weren't getting a lot of business, and they're like, "Well, you're so busy." I'm like, "HBCU homecoming, honey. I got these AKAs, these
yeah,
Deltas, these sorority sisters. They going back on the yard. And they looking like 20 years ago. They want to look good,
yeah.
So they kept me busy, right? But of
Hmm.
course, a lot of sororities and fraternities and other places, they're not keen on that. They don't care. They go to the yard with looking like whatever, But them, us black fraternities and sororities, we want to go to the yard looking good. We
It's
want
no
to
joke.
represent.
It's serious. Yeah,
It's
it's
serious.
like
It's a
you
thing.
hiring a makeup artist. Like it's like
Yes.
serious like that.
You changing your whole wardrobe,
Right,
right?
you know what I mean? Like we going shopping, and yeah, we
Yes.
we
We
doing the
working
whole
out at the
thing.
gym.
Right, But yeah, well, I don't want to keep you, but I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, and you are beautiful inside and out.
Oh,
And
thank you.
I hope I actually get to see you in person sooner than later because it's gonna be happening. Because I'm thinking about that micro
The
needling.
Vicar needling.
Yeah, I'm talking myself into it, and I'm scared of needles, so that's part of the issue too.
Yeah, we
But
can ease into it. We can do something, a facial or something first, and we can ease into it. It's your journey. It's no
yeah,
rush.
for me, I'm one of those people. Yeah, I'm scared, but I'm just gonna have to jump right in. Like if I just jump in there, just get in the cold water and swim.
Do
But
it.
it was so good. So what I'm going to do is, for sure, by the time everybody sees this, they'll be able to see your website. They'll be able to see your IG, and then if anything else you'd like me to make sure how people can find you, I will make sure to put that in there. And people, listen, if you are watching this and if you're enjoying this, you're gonna have to like and subscribe. Okay, we don't just want you
Yes.
like looking. You're gonna have to like it and then subscribe because we're all trying to grow. We're all trying to spread some love and encouragement, and it takes time to do these things. So thank you for your time. And
You're so welcome.
even though I'm gonna say goodbye to the audience, you stay put for a second. So thank you all for joining us,
Thank
and
you.
hopefully we'll see you soon. Bye bye now.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.